talking about doing the book for a long time.
Very many years, yes.
Yeah. So why? Why were we doing that?
Well, one of the things that we were seeing was an increased tendency of students to think about the work of writing as the work of not making mistakes more than anything.
There are two parts to this assessment. The first part is made up of 2 writing tasks. Everything you need to write your responses to the task is provided on the computer.
They didn't have any idea of what writers use writing for and why people turn to this technology.
Each writing task includes text. Some may include pictures, some audio, some video.
And we wanted to write a book that would encourage students to think like writers, to develop the habits of mind that writers have, like paying attention to things and asking questions and exploring when you have a question and doing research and getting lost in that research.
To hear the computer read words or phrases aloud, first use your mouse to select the word or phrase you want to hear. Then click the Speak button.
Write a letter to your friend convincing him or her to try something new.
Once we realized that our students had never had experiences like that in school, we really felt obligated to create not just classes but a book that would make it possible for all students to have that experience. Can you tell us how this book is different from other textbooks?
We don't think of Habits of the Creative Mind as a textbook. We don't think of it as a reader.
It doesn't look like a typical handbook or rhetoric.
We think of it as an entirely new approach to the teaching of writing.
We composed a set of essays, and we wanted to do that because we're asking the students to write essays, and we wanted to compose a book that was meant to be read, to compose a book that rewarded rereading.
We're interested in intellectual curiosity. How do you confront something about the world that you don't understand and use that as an opportunity to explore the complexity of what you're looking at, to not simply see it as an opportunity to be for or against something, but to in fact see that as an opportunity to dig deeper into the complexity of the world we live in.
Can you explain the structure of the book?
The book is organized around the habits of a creative mind. And we've identified 11 habits: paying attention, asking questions, exploring. We have a whole section on diverging. But these are all practices that you acquire these habits by practicing them. And so we have the habits, and then underneath each habit, we offer 3 different ways, 3 different essays that we've written to help make that habit visible and to assist the students in thinking critically and creatively about that habit. And then the writing exercises that follow, we call practice sessions. That is, we want them to think, you're practicing. You're practicing so that you can develop this habit. How do you imagine other teachers using this book?
We played with many different tables of contents. There's no single path through the book. Our hope is that teachers will look at the possible habits of mind that are discussed here and choose their own path through based on their own curriculum, their own needs, and their own students.
We imagine this book will be invaluable to anybody who sees teaching itself as a creative activity. And they're looking for a resource that will assist them in helping their students become more creative thinkers. This book can be used by itself. It stands alone. It includes, in addition to the 40 essays we've written and the over 100 writing exercises that are included in it. There are 3 readings. So the book can stand on its own. But the book also includes recommendation for over 100 additional readings that we think students and teachers alike could profitably read and talk about. So it can stand alone. It could be in a class where there's also a reader. It could be in a class where there's also a rhetoric. But we think that whatever class is teaching writing these days should be teaching writing as a way of becoming more curious about the world.
So why focus on creativity?
Ann and I wrote this book in an effort to help students and help teachers become more intellectually adventurous, to have the experience of being thoughtful, to enjoy the life of the mind.
What we really want to do is to teach students that the content and their own ideas are what drive good writing. So we think that the emphasis on curiosity and creativity simply elicits a different kind of writing, and it's the kind of writing that supports the student's own independent thought.